What if one single machine, built 2 centuries ago, compressed distance and rewrote human civilization forever? Welcome to Pastime Tales. Today, we step back exactly 200 years to witness the birth of the steam train.
In 1820, land travel had not evolved for 1,000 years. Humanity was completely bound to horsepower and human muscle.
The Industrial Revolution was booming, but transporting coal and iron was painfully slow and ruinously expensive. Enter George Stephenson, a self-taught son of a coal mine fireman who possessed an extraordinary mechanical mind. In the soot-filled air of Newcastle, George envisioned an iron horse that could haul massive loads without ever growing tired. His earliest experiments in 1814 were crude, violently loud, and prone to catastrophic mechanical failure. Early tracks made of brittle cast iron shattered instantly under the crushing weight of heavy iron boilers.
Skeptics mocked his ideas, claiming human lungs would collapse if travel exceeded 15 miles per hour. Undeterred, George joined forces with his son Robert, founding the world's very first locomotive manufacturing plant.
Every pipe, cylinder, and piston had to be custom forged from raw iron and copper at staggering costs.
On September 27, 1825, Stephenson silenced his doubters by launching the Stockton and Darlington Railway. It moved 400 passengers at 12 miles per hour, proving steam could carry human lives safely.
In 1826, their greatest challenge emerged, building a solid iron track across Chat Moss, a treacherous sinking swamp. The stakes were set. But in 1829, a high-stakes competition would decide if steam would rule the future or die out.
October 1829, the Liverpool and Manchester Railway hosted the legendary Rainhill trials to find the world's best engine. The top engineers of Great Britain brought their ultimate creations to compete for a £500 grand prize.
One by one, under intense pressure, rival engines broke down, suffering ruptured boilers and cracked iron gears.
Then stepped forward George and Robert Stephenson with their masterwork, the rocket.
The rocket contained a groundbreaking multi-tubular boiler that generated steam at unprecedented efficiency.
It blasted down the track, reaching a jaw-dropping speed of 29 miles per hour, a world record.
On its triumphant grand opening in September 1830, tragedy struck when Member of Parliament William Huskisson was hit by the rocket.
He became history's first railway casualty, a stark reminder of the immense, unstoppable power of steam.
Nothing could halt the momentum. By 1840, railway mania swept across Britain, laying thousands of miles of track.
Trips that once took days were reduced to mere hours. Fresh food, newspapers, and mail moved overnight.
By the 1850s, Stephenson's technology crossed oceans, transforming America, Europe, and Asia. The steam train became the beating heart of the Industrial Revolution, driving global trade to unprecedented heights. Fascinating fact, in 1847, railways forced the creation of standardized time zones across nations to prevent train crashes. Behind this revolution were visionaries who risked everything to re-engineer the physical world. By the late 19th century, giant steam locomotives crossed entire continents, carrying millions of passengers daily.
While steam eventually gave way to diesel and electric power, the fundamental concept of rail transport remained unbroken.
Today's high-speed bullet trains owe their existence to those primitive, noisy iron boilers born 2 centuries ago. George Stephenson rightfully earned the title Father of the Railways for turning an impossible dream into reality.
Preserved working replicas still run today, reminding us of the courage required to spark an industrial revolution. It proves that with grit and relentless engineering, human ingenuity can move the entire world forward. We salute George Stephenson, whose relentless determination 2 centuries ago laid the tracks for our modern world. To Robert Stephenson, whose brilliant engineering brought the rocket to perfection. And to Henry Booth, who conceptualized the multi-tubular boiler that gave steam engines ultimate power.
We honor the thousands of nameless workers who carved tunnels through mountains and laid tracks with their bare hands.
The rocket was more than a machine. It was the golden spark that launched the modern age.
Next time on Pastime Tales, we travel to Italy and wild 19th century America to see how railways transformed new lands. If you love discovering this hidden chapter of history, please hit the like button and subscribe to Pastime Tales.
Keep exploring history, and we'll see you in the next story.